Hi, I'm Rishi Kakar, and this is my team for Minute, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the business we're presenting. So you're all in this class, MAQ00054, and I'm going to talk about a little scenario that might apply to you. I'm not going to make you raise your hand, but just keep it in mind if this rings a bell with you. So you guys have all been working on your presentations all quarter. I assume that you've been sending your PowerPoints back and forth, maybe working on your Excel spreadsheets, maybe making an edit, maybe sending those edits back and forth. To find this, to pull it up on the screen, you probably have to fumble through your email, try and remember something in the subject line, type it in, then open the file. Maybe if you make an edit, you have to send it back, and that's a separate email thread. It's a hassle. On a separate note, maybe you're trying to, at the beginning of the quarter, trying to split up tasks, see who's gonna do the financials, who's gonna make the graphs, and who's gonna make the entire presentation look good. This whole process could be expedited much easier by collaboration software, and that's what we're trying to bring, collaboration software for students. The problem we're trying to tackle is that this software doesn't exist right now. In the business world, there are dozens of options for collaboration software. 37 Signals, Asana, there's a billion of them. We'll take a look at them a little bit later. But thus far, there is no solution for students. We think this is a problem because I feel like students are sharing just as many files, meeting just as many deadlines, and doing just as many things as people in the professional world. So why should they not have a tool just as sophisticated as people in the professional world get? Minute is the solution we're presenting. Collaboration software built for students. What we want to show everyone is that students have the right to assign tasks to each other, assign deadlines and see them on a calendar that's synced to it, and share files. It's easy to stand here and talk to you about all the things we're going to bring, but I'm going to let Shiva show you a little mock-up.
Hey guys, so here's our initial mock-up for Minute. Currently we're logging to Andrew's Minute actually. On the left you see the Minute Home browser. The Minute Home browser shows all of Andrew's activities and clubs he's involved in. So for example, Andrew's part of Northwestern Bongra, the sailing team, student business groups, and Weinberg Academic Advising, just to name a couple. Next to each one of these groups is a little box. Each box has a different color, as you can see, and these different colors show up on the calendars. So for example, Cayenne here corresponds to Northwestern Bongra. We can see that every Thursday for the first 4 weeks of February, Andrew has a meeting for Northwestern Bongra. And he has a meeting on Wednesday the 29th. The nice thing about the Minute Home browser is that when Andrew scrolls over one of his clubs, for example, right now his cursor is over Weinberg Academic Advising, is highlighted, little blurbs come up about the appointments he has. So for example, as he scrolls over Weinberg Academic Advising, he's reminded that on the 27th, for example, he has an advising appointment with Christine Smith at 2 p.m. So we believe this is a very intuitive, very simple calendar. Another thing Rishi mentioned is a file share. A file share is very important to students in groups. So here we can see that the NU Tutors, Academic Advising, and Bongra file shares are up. Andrew can also view all of his group file shares if he scrolls down here. Say for example, Andrew wants to update the Bongra master spreadsheet. He can click on the master spreadsheet right there, downloads automatically to his computer. He can edit it and then just click upload. And everyone in the Northwestern Bongra group can see that he uploaded it. Also, he can just download all of the files at the same time. My favorite part, personally, about Minute is the thread. The thread shows up in the right corner. The thread basically is a running tally of recent items. So, for example, we're looking at the thread for Andrew for the month of February. Green circles next to the items show that it's a task that could be completed or has already been completed. Red circles show tasks that Andrew has missed, and yellow circles are tasks that Andrew is currently working on. So for example, on February 4th, Andrew had a video conference with Casey. He completed it, it's green. However, on the 5th of February, Andrew forgot to upload the dance routine. And Andrew currently, right now, is working on the final proposal, which is due on February 13th. And another thing about the thread is that it has a recent update category. So for example, Rishi and Andrew are on the same IEMS final group. And Andrew can see here that Rishi Kakar uploaded the IEMS final Word document. It would pop, if he scrolls over to his IEMS group, he would see that pops up. And Rishi sent him a reminder. hey man, I uploaded the file. Andrew can respond to this chat by going to the chat bar, messaging Rishi, and seeing what project he's working on. Perhaps they're working on the same project. They can work on the project collaboratively, remotely, and as you can see, it's a very consolidated software for students.
So as investors, I'm sure you're all concerned about how this product makes money. Well, we're going to follow a model similar to that of Spotify. What Spotify does is they offer two products, a free-to-use limited version software and a premium software. Now, we would offer a free-to-use limited feature software with advertisements. The next step would be the premium software for about $10 a month, no advertisements, a mobile web app, and additional file storage, among other features. So the question is, how do we get users from using the free product to paying the full cost? We start off with visitors. We define visitors as those who come and check out the website, maybe 15 to 20 seconds, maybe a few hours, but they don't necessarily return. They don't necessarily come back and use the product consistently. We expect to earn about 10 cents per month per visitor. Our next step is to get them to become returning users. As returning users, these customers will spend about a significant amount of time using our free software. They'll come frequently, they'll spend a significant amount of time using the software, but they won't pay $10 a month. We expect to earn, using advertisements, about $7.50 per returning user per month. After that, we move on to subscribers. Subscribers are those that pay the $10 premium, and they pay it monthly, but there is a way around that. There is a way to not have to go through visitors, returning users, and subscribers. Licensing. Licensing is similar to that of Blackboard. Blackboard works with Northwestern University. They ask Northwestern to pay them a yearly fee, about $160,000, and then all the students at Northwestern can use the service for free. We would like to do something similar with Northwestern and other schools for about $100,000 a year. Students will be able to use the product, we would increase our revenue drastically, and we'd also have a great way to organically market our product. Either way, we end up with subscribers, which are a great way to bring in revenue. And we can also use visitors and returning users for advertising revenue.
So why us? Rishi mentioned there are a ton of software collaboration out there. What makes us different? What's our special sauce? We believe that we're the most student-friendly organization out there. We aim to please students on the go. I'm sure a lot of you have iPhones, and these iPhones have apps that make your life a lot easier, very organized. And we have begun to develop a mobile app as well. Here's a mock-up of our mobile site. Again, we're logged into Andrew's Minute. We can see here Andrew's upcoming meetings. Check boxes indicate meetings he's already attended. Open boxes indicate meetings he hasn't gone to yet or haven't come up. Andrew can click on each one of these, we call them hubs. You can click on each one of these hubs to get more information about the meeting. Maybe a quick update of the meeting, like updated time, updated room, maybe the minutes of the meeting that he's already completed. And the nice thing about the mobile app is that everything from the Minute website is consolidated onto the mobile app. For example, I mentioned the thread on the website. The thread is under the tasks. Andrew currently has two notifications on the task. For example, maybe those two notifications are that Rishi uploaded the IEMS final file. And Rishi also messaged him saying, hey man, I uploaded the file. Andrew can respond to Rishi in these tasks, maybe look at a quick preview of the IEMS final. And again, the calendar is also here. On the go, you can click on the calendar, see what meetings you have for today, maybe see what meetings you have for tomorrow or the day after. And you can also update your groups here. And finally, there's a quick intuitive search. So as Rishi said earlier, there are a lot of competitors. Most of these competitors aim for the professional or small businesses, such as 37 Signals, Asana, Reich, Huddle, and dozens more. Actually, there's a Wikipedia article about collaborative software. And this Wikipedia article has hundreds of software. And we decided to use it to illustrate the lack of pre-professional collaborative software. So here's a collaborative software page of Wikipedia. As you can see on the left are the names of the collaborative software as well as the description on the right next to it. We decided to see if Minute has any direct competitors, student collaborative software. So we decided to search for students using the Control F feature. We found that there are 0 matches for students, indicating that there's a huge hole in this market. There's a huge hole in the collaboration market, and we believe that Minute will fill this hole that pre-professional students are looking for.
So now we're going to take a look at the financials. What you see here is a 3-year income statement for Minute. The first 12 months, or the first 12 columns represent the first 12 months. Now you'll see that the last 2 columns represent the 24th and 36th month respectively, so you will notice a significantly larger jump in the numbers because they're changing from month to month, year to year, month to year, year to year rather than month to month. We'll start off by looking at the licenses. We expect to have, by the 10th month, our first license. We'll begin speaking to universities immediately after we launch the product, which will be in the 7th month. And by this 24th month, or the end of the 2nd year, we expect 4 licenses, and by the end of the 3rd year, we expect 10. We expect about $8,333 per month, which correlates to $100,000 per year per license. Moving on to visitors and the individual customer model, we expect to have, by the end of the 3rd year, around 6,500,000 visitors per month, with a 10% conversion rate from visitor to returning user. After that, we expect a conversion rate of about 20% from returning user to subscriber. Now, we expect to earn 10 cents through advertising on each visitor per month, and $7.50 per each returning user per returning user per month, and the payment for the subscription fee is $10 per month. As you can see here, we start off with low revenue, but the revenue increases drastically. Now, moving on to the expenses. There are 2 main items that you have to pay attention to: advertising and development. Advertising at first is a large cost driver. It takes about 20% of our revenue. We feel that 20% is a fair number because at the beginning, marketing is crucial. Getting our name out there into the market will give us drastically more users. However, that's not a sustainable number. So by the end of this 3rd year, we expect to have about 4% of our revenue going towards marketing rather than 20%. The other main driver of cost you'll see are $90,000 spent on development in the first 6 months, or the development phase. This is a number that we came to based on the cost of similar projects. Now, after we launch the product, there'll be a few months without any payments towards development, but then there'll be $5,000 per month for updates and bug fixes. Now, if you look at this graph for the net income, there are 4 points that I want to show you guys. The first point, at the beginning of the 8th month, is when we begin to make a profit for the first time, 2 months after launching the product. At point B, we've covered, through revenues and through our net income, have covered all the losses that we incurred during the first 8 months of losses. Point C is when our revenues truly begin to take off. At that point, we'll have about 5 licenses with universities. And finally, at point D, we'll have about 10 licenses. At this point, licenses will not be nearly as important to our overall revenue, but they will be important for our marketing strategy because it's an organic way to reach students and reach out to the community.
So let's take a step back and meet our team. First off, we have Shiva Rangwani. Shiva is an aspiring doctor who is a biology and economics major. He also directs Northwestern University the Northwestern University Microfinance Initiative, which gives him a lot of experience managing people, and I think he'll be a great COO. Andrew is our CFO, as you saw from the last slide. He's our numbers guy. He's an industrial engineer and has finance experience from Arch Capital Holdings. I'm Rishi Kukar. I'm CEO. I'm an econ major and also pre-med. And my managerial experience, my most recent managerial experience, comes from being president of Northwestern University Bungaro, which is a dance team here on campus. So we've showed you our product. We think it's great, and now we want to show you how we're going to get the word out about it. There's nothing truly like us in the market, and we have to let people know. Our first 2 facets that we're going to tell people about are traditional email marketing and targeted Facebook ads. I think from makeitbetter.net, we were showed how effective traditional email marketing can be by buying listservs that contain the demographic you want. Speaking of the demographic we want, which is college students, we believe that targeted Facebook ads, which have a high yield, will be great in drawing users to our site. Finally, we're going to explore the blogosphere a little bit by giving bloggers a free 60-day trial of our premium versions for writing an article about us. Finally, we come to you, the investor. We're looking for a $100,000 investment, and let's take a look at where that's going. The bulk of our investment is going to go towards development. Development is our big initial cost that we really need to get the product off the ground. We're going to invest about $90,000, which is our which we're going to invest over the first 6 months to develop our product. The remainder of the $10,000 are going to go towards administrative overhead and our initial marketing push. So finally, I hope you like our pitch. We believe we bring something to the market that no one else has right now, and we'd love to entertain any questions you may have.
What makes you student collaborative software versus everybody else? What's the difference between your software and everybody else's? What's the secret sauce about students?
We went through like a bunch of like these kinds of softwares, and mainly we're gonna like market towards students by like the terminology we use on our sites is gonna be marketed towards students, and like the features we picked, task assignment, the calendar that syncs, the mobile app, easy file sharing. None of the software really brings like that entire package to the table in our format, and we think that that's oriented perfectly towards student. We talked to some student groups that like the more tech savvy student groups already kind of like dabble in collaborative software, especially like NUX, the people that brought us the Northwestern Shuttle app on the phone. They're computer programmers. They know like the software. They use 37 Signals, and they say like there's definitely like a need for something like this on campus. So I think they're pretty reliable.
And also another quick thing is that 37 Signals, for example, is not cheap at all. It's like $30 a month for like the base one, and like you can go up to like $90 a month. So we're offering a much cheaper alternative.
Mention these things in your presentation. I didn't really see that much stuff about explaining what exactly about 37 Signals does not bode well with students. I didn't see that. And what is their pricing? Why is your pricing better than theirs? I don't remember seeing that either. And another thing, there might not be student collaborative software, but there are things that all of us already are using. Google Calendars, Google Docs is a big one. So I consider that as your main competitor. It's not about the fact that Wikipedia doesn't say that there is student collaborative software out there. There is, but there isn't like maybe a perfect enough software at something that's more perfect than Google Docs and Google Docs and Google Calendar. So I think you guys should talk about how your software might be better than Google Docs and Google Calendar.
Well, I have a question in terms of whether your software is targeted towards like students' personal use or like student group use, because as John said, student personal use tend to be like people who tend to use Google, whereas for organization use, I can see Basecamp, Productive, and all these others as being more effective. Since like I think a big question investors will ask you is, since there's a list of so many products out there, why is it they haven't targeted the student population? Maybe they found it didn't work.
We did mean to target it towards student groups.
Okay.
And that, like what I talked about before, is like the people who like kind of already use the software a little bit are like bigger student groups that just like need like kind of an organizational bearing, like a way of getting it all together. But there's not that many of them. Like we feel like there's a ton more groups that don't use this kind of software and could and should than do already.
When you guys license this, did you like take into account like loss of subscribers? Because if you build a big subscription base at Northwestern and then license it, you're gonna lose all of them if they get it for free.
Upon graduation.
Do you mean like if you had it individually beforehand and then you get a license for the university?
Right.
I mean, we built in a subscriber loss and returning user loss into the financials.
Which I don't think that you have to change like the beginning. The introduction is aimed like we're just as busy as professionals, and your whole thing is though like we need a thing entirely different from professional huddles, right? So I think what you compare it to has to be very different. Again, like really flesh out in your presentation what's the difference between student needs and professional needs. I think that people to talk to also would be like Provost Linzer or someone like PTI, the new vice president of like student services or whatever. Something like Blackboard takes like, I think you've like severely undercut how much something like this would be if you implemented it on a campus-wide level. Something like Blackboard, as like crappy as it is, takes a lot more than 100K. I mean, they bought it for over $1 million. You know what I mean? So like,
They paid a yearly subscription of $170,000.
of Blackboard.
Yeah.
Okay, but
They
then
also
the
staff it
implementation
full-time.
and like the what is that? The installation process. The process itself took like a lot more. So I think that I don't know if the comparison to Blackboard kind of threw me off just because of the scope of it, and so like I think instruction to be also like who's going to implement it, who's going to like install it into the campus, and also like is the university responsible for marketing this thing, and
What do you mean is the university?
is the university responsible for like making sure like students use it, or?
Well, like Blackboard is a slightly different case because like professors like need to use it. Like so like everyone like you know like so that it's to make sure everyone is like super on board with that entire process. I mean it's a little more scalable because it gets like your tuition dollars go towards spec, right? Like and like does everyone here work out every day? No. But like do you like go to every class spec has to offer? No. But like do some of your tuition dollars still go towards paying for that so that service is available towards you? Like yes. So this is like kind of something that we feel that the university could feel like it should provide for the students because it'll enhance their experience.
All right, we need to wrap it up, but overall, you guys had a pretty polished plan. Your business came together well. You spent a little too much time describing what the software did, and not enough time describing why it's different than what's out there today. I think that was one of the main
Definitely
themes
spend
here.
more time with the competitors.
Yeah, so,
Make that
and defining the competitive set. What are they doing today to make do is part of your competitive set, with Google apps, things like that. I think you have some thinking to do about the finances. Are you getting $100,000 have you covered, or do you need more like $1 million more to really take you through one of the implementation costs, that kind of stuff. But overall, I thought it looked like you guys put some time into this. Good job.